Hi everyone, I'm Steve from Snug Underfloor Heating, and today we're going to do another installation video and we're going to talk about the staple system. So first of all, I just wanted to go through the different styles of staple system that you can get. So first of all, there are three styles of how you can lay it. First of all, we have a serpentine system, which is the traditional kind of waving up and down. Then we've got a double back serpentine, which is a slightly more efficient system where we have the pipe work going all the way to the end and then filling in the gaps coming back. And the third system that we have is then a spiral system. Now the spiral system is the most efficient system to do, because by the time the pipe gets halfway around the system, that we're all the way reached to the center, and then we're coming back out following the same route and then back to the manifold. So in this installation video, we're going to do a spiral system. Now we've got everything set up here, ready to go. So first of all, we get our manifold and have our manifold position located exactly where we want it to be. Then we then lay our edging strip. So one of the first things I want to talk about is the edging strip. Now this is one of the things that is installed wrong quite a lot of the time. So I just want to go through this as to the best way to install it. So on the edging strip, you have a double-sided tape on one side, and then you have a cellophane on the other, and the cellophane is fixed so that you have a small side and then a large side. So the way this is designed to be fixed is that the double-sided tape will come off, that would then be fixed to the wall, and then the small side would sit behind your Celotex, so your Kingspan insulation. Then your cellophane would sit on your insulation in line with the top of the insulation. That would then be fixed with a tape, and then your top side would then sit flush with your wall. So then when your screed goes up to this level, then any excess that you'd have, you just cut off with a blade. And that's the best way to fix it. A lot of time people will pull this off and not realise that the cellophane is actually there to stop the concrete from seeping down under. First step that we have to do is we have to mark out on the floor where we're going to lay the pipe. So what we want to do is on any type of floor heating installation, that you will have, it'll mark on there and it'll say what centres they're doing. Now we're going to work on 200mm centres, that's a standard, but then you can get it at 150, and then in some instances where it's really high heat loss, some people might want to do 100mm centres. So, but on this one we're going to do 200. So our first step is we're going to mark on the, I've got a little bit of chalk. We're going to mark on the visqueen, and we're going to do our centres, and that's going to be our first step. So when we're down here laying, the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our first marker is 100mm from the wall. So you don't want the pipework to be any closer to the wall than 100mm. So my first marker is going to be on 100mm, and then I'm going to be marking then 200mm after that. Okay, now that I've marked on the floor, so what I've done is that on the DPM, I've started at 100mm, and because we're doing a 200mm centres, I've then come in and marked on 200mm on the floor thereafter. So that then we do this 2 or 3 stages on the floor, and then once it's down, then we're now ready to lay the pipe. So when we lay the pipe, the first step is we're going to start the pipe from the manifold. We want to carve enough excess so on the pipe, so that then if the manifold ever has to be moved slightly before you kind of finish your job, because this happens quite a lot, then at least you've got then excess. Last thing you want to do is straight away measure it to suit, and then something has to be moved and you have to move your manifold 6 inches left or right, and then all of a sudden you don't have enough pipe, and then you're having to put couplers in or having to put in a new loop. So it's always best to first of all, when we start, is then to leave 2 meters of excess, and then you're good to go going forward. Okay guys, now we're ready to lay the pipe. I just wanted to quickly talk about the staple gun that we're going to use to kind of hold the pipe down. So most staple guns look very similar to this. Now there's one way to hold it correctly and one way to hold it wrong. So when we hold it, we always want the arm to then be facing away from us, so that then the gravity, we've got a weight on the end of our staples, and so that then that will then help the gravity to push the staple down. A lot of people will hold it this way, and if we look, then if there's a slight angle, then the staple is wanting to come back, and so that's when you can get jamming. So when you're holding your staple gun, always make sure that your arm that's holding the staples is in front of you. So now that we started to lay the pipe, one thing that we want to do is there's a couple of little rules that we need to apply when we're actually doing the staples. So first of all is when we've got straight runs, we want to have 400mm centers in between staples. If we're going around the 90 bend, we're going to have 3 staples on it. So one before the bend, one after the bend, and one in the bend. And then if we're doing a 180-degree bend in the pipe, we're going to have 5 staples. So that's just one of the little rules that we apply when we're fixing the pipe. Now that we've done our first loop all the way around, then we're gonna, because we're doing a spiral system and we're doing 200mm centers, the first thing we want to do is we then want to come in 400mm. Because we're going to the center and then we're going to have to come back out, we always want to miss a loop out. So on our first one, we're now going to come in 400mm from our first loop, or our first bit of pipe against the wall. Okay, so now we've come halfway through the system, we've got to the middle, and now that what we want to do now, because we've created our 400mm centers, we're now then able to then come back out and then fill in the gaps. So now we're just going to lay the pipe, and literally we're just going to follow the filling in the gaps, and then that will then give us our 200mm centers. Okay, now that we've done our installation, we can then get the next step would be to get the pipe work with the 𝗂𝘀𝗏𝗧s then connected to the manifold. Now, obviously not every room is as nice and neat and as rectangular as this, and you can then get awkward shapes and rooms, and that's why Snug offers a free design service for you. So whatever your room size, whatever your house shape, then we will design the pipe work to suit, so you don't have to then think about how you're going to do that. We will do that for you. So thanks for watching another video, guys. I look forward to seeing you soon.